and I was wondering if you could do a spin-off of any horror series or movie, what would you choose?
A spin-off of any?
Horror movie or series?
Any horror movie or series is spin-off.
The only horror movie I ever saw was Big Pig in the City, and that's because there was a fire, and all the animals had to run in terror from it, and I had to leave the theater crying. So I've never seen, and I'm not exaggerating, I don't watch horror. It lingers with me for weeks. I'm very scared. I mean, it's scary.
Same.
Right?
Same. Overactive imagination.
Yeah.
It's too much.
We're very sensitive. Are you Cancer?
No, I'm not at all, but I have an overactive imagination.
Yeah, you do. Yeah. So I don't know if I can. I think we're gonna have to take an audience suggestion, and also we should star it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, the one spin-off, and like not like it's, you know, we've all said it in different ways, but like I always thought there could have been at least one episode with like a backstory to Rowena. Like, I'm not suggesting the whole Rowena spin-off series, but like, wouldn't you like to see witches in Scotland? Still could be explored. Do you remember? I was obsessed when I was a little girl with the TV show V.
Yeah.
Oh, V was really good.
It was so good.
Yeah. There was a reboot too, right?
Yeah, there was. When Diana tore off her mask.
Oh, it was so good.
I was a little girl and I was in the living room. It was a big deal because it was really 3 channels in Scotland, and so everyone would watch the same programs. Like the whole nation watched.
Yeah.
Everyone knew who he was. And Diana tears off her lizard. Her human skin to show her lizard face, and I said, I always knew there was something funny about her. Like I knew she was a lizard, and I didn't. It would be fun. I'd love to do something like that.
You would do something. That would be it. I mean, that would technically not like horror, but it's horrible.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, you peel the horror. Yeah, you're peeling a face off.
She was just cool. I thought Diana was
Yeah,
cool.
she was a cool character.
I met her once.
You did?
I was hostessing in the Pally House, you know, in Los Angeles.
Yeah, it's very chic.
She was a guest, and she was in her 60s, and she was a good-looking woman. I was like,
And you're like, give me your skin regimen. Anybody is like, you just have to peel it. You have to be underneath the alien skin. That's how my skin is so good. I just put up
feel like I feel. I don't know if I answered your question, but like,
it's fine.
what do you think we should do? What should we do as spin-off?
I don't know.
I think American Horror Story would be really cool. Yes.
What?
I think American Horror Story would be really cool.
Okay, I'll do that.
Oh, I do like American Horror Story. I watched the first several seasons. I did not watch the one with Lady Gaga and then the Witches one. I love the Witches one though. That was really good.
True story, I had a film called Harakiri that was in. My dear friend made this film and got to the New Orleans Film Festival, which is a lovely film festival if you ever get a chance to go. And we stayed in the witch's house. It's a real house in New Orleans that they shot in, and we stayed in the house.
That's a huge house.
It's really cool.
I was like white with all the column, and Stevie
Yeah.
Nicks was in it. You're just like, why is Stevie Nicks here? She should be in everything. Like you just
All that stuff though in the background is all real. It's all in the house. Yeah. It's really cool.
Okay.
So,
Let's do that.
Yeah.
All right.
American Horror Story.
Left side.
Oh, sorry. One second. So
Wait.
that lady was it was your first time. Hands up here. Who this is your first convention?
Oh my
Welcome.
God. There's a lot of newbies here. How are you liking it? Isn't it the best atmosphere? I will say that a creation convention is the best way to lose your convention virginity.
Yeah, it's a popular convention area.
We're classy.
Keep it classy.
Yeah, classy.
Hello.
Hi Felicia and Ruth, my name is Daria.
Hi.
You don't get a left side.
Left side. I did it.
I have a friend back home that wanted to pass on that Felicia, he loves your work in Dr. Horrible and
I appreciate you and that message.
my question is, what is a movie or game that you despise due to the use of a trope that you dislike? And how would you change that game or film?
Oh, wow. That's a good question.
Oh, I have an answer.
Okay.
This is going to be controversial.
Do it.
I already said Calvin Robson because it's his favorite TV series. You know, Lost. Gasps. Like, I could so tell the writers were making up as they were going along. You're making going along, and I want to know that the writers know more, like, that they have a plan.
Did you read Will Ryan's Burn It Down?
No, what's
They
that?
did not have a plan. It's a great book that's out. It was a bestseller a couple weeks ago. I think it still is. And Mo Ryan is an amazing journalist. I don't say this just because I've learned the back of the book, but it's a big expose on a lot of abuse in Hollywood. There's a whole chapter on Lost and how the writer's room functioned and how there was a lot of very toxic behavior and people coming in and claiming credit and people getting huge egos and people crying and kind of really getting traumatized by that writing process. So if you guys are interested in like a really
Salacious piece of
it really is eye-opening, and she also at the end like offers like this is what should happen to stop these abusive things from happening. So I would.
But that's so interesting that I, as a viewer, I don't know anything about that, and I'm interested to read that. But like, there's something about it was off to me.
Yeah. Well, I stopped watching after episode 3 because I was like, a polar bear wouldn't survive on a travel island. And it's ridiculous, and I'm not kidding. I was just like so upset about it. I was like, it doesn't. That poor polar bear. Like I was upset at the climactic situation with a polar bear. I was like, I can't watch this anymore. My veracity is gone. Like that was the tipping point. For me, it's Game of Thrones, man.
Welcome to the most controversial panel.
I mean, I don't like to throw down on other people's work because honestly, it's so hard to make any television. So even like my death, like which was sucked for me, but I can't knock people making TV at a breakneck speed, trying to make people care every week, especially when you make a show like Supernatural for so many years and so many episodes. Like, a lot of people only have to make 8 episodes of TV now. Like, you should definitely not screw that up as much. But like, you're making 22 episodes, like, it's amazing. And to get people to care about characters season after season at that pace, like, that's why there's nothing better than Supernatural. They really screwed the poop on Game of Thrones. The disappointment. It was like, okay, the 2 times I've been so disappointed in any kind of media was that. The last couple, I would say last 3 episodes of Game of Thrones. And then, as like a
Screwed the pooch.
Oh yeah. And then as a 12, I don't know how old I was a teenager, and I went to see the Lucas new trilogy with Anakin and Jar Jar and everything. And I remember being like a child in line, waiting for hours. And in the theater, you could just feel everybody go, the excitement and the thrill of getting a new Star Wars and then having that be it. It was communally sad. Okay.
I think we should move on from this question before we never work in Hollywood again.
That's true. Please cast me in Star Wars. I loved it. I was a very dumb teenager. Anyway. Hi.
Hi. My name is Miley, and I loved both of your guys' characters on the show a lot. And you're welcome. I want to say, Felicia, you made my day in the photo room. When my mom called me while we were taking a selfie together. Aww. That was amazing.
That's really sweet. Thank you.
You're welcome. My question is, who was your favorite person to work on set with?
I never got to work with Ruth except a tiny bit.
Tiny bit.
It was really sad. But we had a lot of lore, like off-camera lore together.
Yeah.
Like we had a road trip that who knows what the heck happened. That should have been to see that show.
That should have been an episode.
Yeah, that should have been an episode.
Right?
We should have been a C or a B story and something with that road trip. You know what I'm saying?
This is like a cop-out answer, but honestly, like, I had such a different relationship with Jared, Jensen, Misha, Mark, Al Cal, and like Lisa Berry, Rob, even Rich, the people that this is the amazing thing about the conventions, like Elena's one of my best buds, Kim's, like, I didn't actually really film with them, but we get to really know each other because of this. It's such a gift. So it's really hard to answer that question because you're just, such a melting pot of an experience the whole, it's 9 years, I think. 8 years of my life that is what changed my life. Supernatural. I can't say who my favourite person to work with is. I have favourite moments and wonderful moments with each of them, and it's hard. It spoils you. It spoils you for other sets. It spoils you for other jobs.
I will say that I wish there had been a scene with alternate Charlie and Dean, because I love working with Jensen so much, and that relationship was so important to OG Charlie, and having that really interesting, awesome, be able to go back as this new character with so much different, rich backstory and like a different perspective, but being the same person, I just thought was so interesting. I really wish there had been room, and I know they were just doing so much, but just even having that relationship rekindled in a little way to see how it would be going forward. Just because I love working with Jensen. I mean, I love working with everybody, but like that feels like a hole that I wish had been patched over.
The hardest thing I ever did was play Michael, a character Jensen just played in front of Jensen. Because I respect him so much, I was so intimidated. I was like, this is really hard.
Yeah.
But he was really kind.
Yeah.
I will say that Misha was the first person that I, excuse my French, took the piss out of. And
Give a wedgie?
yeah, well, just no, he was doing something, and I was like, he was acting. It was something he was possessed, or something. It was something really hard, and he was like, like, and I was like, is that what you're gonna do? And he was just loud enough that he couldn't quite hear it, and he was like, what did you say? And he was the first person I swore at. He was in Scotland, we swear at people, we love. We don't trust you if you don't swear. So Misha was the first person I swore at. He was just, and he was the first person that asked me if I would wanted to rehearse and run. You know what I mean?
Right, yeah.
So it was a really instant. Misha was the easiest, the quickest.
Yeah.
And then everybody else grew in me like a rash.
That's so sweet. I'm sorry I didn't become hives on your body.
You're a pimple on my bum.
Thank you guys. Left side.
Left side.
Hello, my name is Dimitri, and my question is, if alternate Charlie, met Rowena in hell, what would they, talk about or do in hell?
Merger in hell between alternate Charlie and my hell? Is that what you mean?
Yeah, because, real Charlie or
That would
this
be-
Charlie's dead in heaven. So what would alternate Charlie, because she could easily go to hell?
What would I do to go to hell?
No, what would you and Rowena do in hell?
Oh, what would I do in hell?
I would like it. I'd be like, here's this little nerd who's no bitch.
Well, but alternate Charlie was less insecure. She was more of a badass.
Yeah, I like
Because she had seen some stuff.
Yeah.
She had lost some people. And it was kind of fun to play that a little bit more hard-edged, less giddy. Although I think she still has that, but it was if you're in a world where people are being killed and there's no resources, and you're gonna be less I love Star Trek. Yeah, exactly. So, I think I'd be kicking demon ass, you know what I'm saying?
I think Rowena would gainfully employ
Oh, yeah.
that Charlie.
So,
Can you employ me?
Yeah.
Can I be your, spot? I would go out and,
You could
spy?
be a general in hell.
That's too much work.
Okay.
Solo player.
A lieutenant of torture or something.
I don't like torture, that's messy. Could I just be
Go, what a tough employee, what do you want to do?
catering?
I missed out on your autographs, Felicia. I know you're gonna be back there. But me and my mom make things supernatural, and I was wondering if you and Ruth would want these Rowena and Charlie candles.
Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you so much. I will be back at my table quickly at 4 o'clock because I missed some people, so if you did miss me, I will be back at 4 o'clock for
Thank
a
you.
brief period of time. Thank you. Oh,
Yeah, that's so sweet.
these are lovely. They smell lovely.
Oh, wow. Ooh, I love a good candle. Oh, no, what? Ooh, oh, it's a charm.
Oh, lovely.
Oh, I'm strawberry scented. I always knew it. What are you?
What am I wearing to see?
You are heavenly bubble. Candle karma scented. Candle karma scented. I'm candle strawberry scented. You're karma
I
scented.
smell like karma? Is that like Nirvana, smells like Teen Spirit?
Yeah, that's it. Thank you so much. This is so I love a good candle. My daughter steals them, actually. This one's quite you. You can take my Wonder Woman statue.
I like the wick. It's a trendy wick.
Oh, is this what trendy people do with a wick?
Yeah, it's a thick wick.
Thick wick. I just remember what you said earlier that made me almost vomit.
You mean when they said they were the two jizzes?
Yes! Right side!
My name is Kristen, and I was wondering what your guys' favorite part of playing your characters was.
Our favorite part playing our characters. I don't know. I mean, I just loved everything about Charlie. I just loved everything I got to do, and I really did love being that sort of like third wheel to the guys in a good way, like a bubbly third wheel. Like I felt like there are two guys who had a lot of torment, and I really liked supporting and completing like a unit, like a supportive unit with them. That was really fun and felt satisfying. Like I really like helping other people. I like propping other people up. I don't want to be the center of attention. I really like just showing up for people, and I think that Charlie was able to do that for the guys in a really cool way, and that was really fulfilling. That part of the job was really fulfilling, and it kind of mirrored belonging on set as well. You know, because the experience of being on set was very much familial. Like it felt like people who had been working for a long time together, just supporting each other. And so I think it just really shows on screen that vibe. It was very authentic and felt real and wonderful.
That's why you had such longevity within the show that didn't have a lot of longevity for women. You really have had that.
Oh, thank you. You too.
And well, from the audition sides, I love Bob Behrens wrote my audition sides. I can still remember some of the lines. It was like a mock script, you know, and I loved it. And I think that's partly why you get the job. Like it's a marriage of energy, you know, and then just it was such a sweet spot for me. Here's this show, an American TV show, where I'm allowed to do my own accent, but it's larger than life. Because I was a theatre person, I'd done a lot more theatre, but here's this show where you can kind of go balls to the wall. and Jensen always said this, like he's like, it's got comedy, it's got horror, it's got pathos.
It's got everything in it. Nobody else gets away with that, and nobody else does it well. And you know, it's just Supernatural is so special.
I mean, there was nothing I didn't adore about it, you know? There's maybe like two things in the script that I maybe was like, oh, I don't know, like once, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
maybe a couple of things.
But it's weird because an actor, you're like auditioning all the time if you're really like out there, and you're reading and you're just trying to make yourself right for so many things, and it's so rare to like read something and be like, I know this is it, this is me. And there's so few times in your life, and you're just like, when you get those roles, you're like, well, it was, I mean, obviously, because it was my role. and it's surprisingly few and far between, because there's so many varieties of people, and there's so many actors, and so many takes of everything. And it's just a gift when you're able to pick something up. Like with Charlie, I didn't even want to do a TV show. Like I was like, I don't have time for this. I was like launching a company that month. Geek and Sundry, and it was literally launching a week after they stopped filming, and I was like, I can't leave, I literally can't leave. And I read the script and I was like, I have to do this. And then later, Robbie Thompson, who wrote it, was like, yeah, like the breakdown was like a Felicia Day type, and then Sarah Gamble, who was the showrunner at the time, was like, why are we trying to get her? And he was like, really? Which is good, because if another Felicia Day type had gotten that, I would have been pissed, okay? But yeah, thank you for that question.
Next side.
Hi, my name's Grace. I'm from Oregon. I love you both so much. My question is, what was your guys' favorite scene or episode to shoot on Supernatural, and why?
It's like I have a Rolodex in my brain of all the like, moments I really loved, and I'm going to go brrr, and I pick. Today I'm going to talk about Regarding D. Do you know what I mean? Because it's impossible to have a favourite one. I loved that. That was my first time working with Meredith, the script that Meredith Lynn wrote, and I'm huge. It's like they're bye then. They got a photo op. Is it something? Was it a lost content? No, it's just a photo op. Probably. It was my first time working with Meredith. We chatted. I had a couple of questions. I like an episode where I'm in it heavily, where I have a lot to do. Like I want to.
Yeah, we all don't want to just do like 2 lines in the middle of a scene. Nobody's like, that's my favorite episode. No, I want to be the center of attention.
Yeah, and I love this theme about memory. And my dad had not long been diagnosed with Alzheimer's, and here was a story about memory loss, and I read it quite sincerely, and Jensen read it more comedically, and it was wonderful to see. And then he filmed this one shot. He did this amazing shot, and at the edit he split it up. He did a scene in the mirror where he's looking in the bathroom mirror and he can't remember, and he just cried. He just wept silently. It was beautiful, and just it was great. And then Jared did a thing where so there was a scene. It was supposed to be a voiceover, and it was John Badham directing, and John was like, can you just do it to Jared? And I was like, I'd learned it, but not in the way. It's different. It was voiceover. So I had like 4 paragraphs of stuff to say, and Jared was like listening to me. The first couple of times he listened, by the 3rd time he got little matchsticks and put half matchsticks.
Oh, Jared.
And it was really hard to do without laughing. It was just one of those episodes. It was just a riot.
Yeah,
Great
I mean,
stuff.
this was working on Supernatural is like it's too fun. It's almost too fun because you go on another TV show, and I'm very glad. I mean, I do a lot of other things. So, especially the last couple of years, I've done a little less acting. Quite frankly, because there's not a lot out there that's as cool as Charlie. I know. Well, I have to write it. I'm writing my own stuff. Like I'm trying because again, it's just few and far between, especially for the ladies. But especially on Supernatural, there's so many different scenes that just you vividly bring to life, and you remember having as much fun when the camera wasn't rolling and on screen as well. Like every single time Jared had to lift me up, I was like, wee, it's a ride. The LARPing episode, like there was one when Jensen just bit it in the dirt. I've never seen any of that. The crew just laughed so hard. And I was like, if the crew can laugh at one of the main actors like this is a good group of people. Because other shows, they'd be like, they would not be laughing.
Call an ambulance.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, so yeah, there's just too many to count. I mean, there's not one scene. I love the scene where, I think it's in the DVD, where we're eating pizza and drinking beer. I didn't make the cut of the episode, but it's like on the table and we were improving and laughing and like, that was kind of the vibe when we were working. And like, it's really, really easy to miss that.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Hi, my name is Sammy, and this is my first convention. Yay! I have a question for both of you. So,
Okay.
Ruth, hi. Of course you don't have to, but you can do it from there. Would you mind just waving to me and say, hi, Jay? This is for my stepfather, because he's your ultimate biggest fan.
Aww.
And he couldn't be here today, so I wanted to do this as a surprise for him.
Hi, Jane. You've got good taste in women.
Thank you. And then for Felicia, hi, Jay. Thank you so much. I'm on the verge of tears now. Okay, hang on. So I have a question that is in regarding to Dr. Horrible's sing-along blog.
Okay.
Absolutely love it. I listen to it all the time.
Thank you.
My question is, how do you think that Dr. Horrible and Penny would fit into Supernatural?
Oh, she's dead. She died pretty fast. She's very good at dying. I mean,
Would she be friends with anyone? Would she?
barring just dying, I feel like she'd be she's such a martyr in a sense. She's almost too good to be true, Penny.
Yeah.
She has such a pure heart, and she really has good intentions, and my instinct is just to kill that girl, Like, I feel like I just don't know how she would fit into Supernatural because it's a brutal world, kind of, right? Like, the vulnerable and the innocent don't do well. It's,
Yeah.
You know, and a lot of people...
They're deed.
Yeah, they're deed.
They're deed within minutes.
So, like, I could see her being like a love interest to somebody, but she'd definitely die within 3 episodes. Do you know what I'm saying? Not to demean...
I would kill her.
You have a monster right here.
Part 2 is
Yeah.
Rowena.
I have no idea what you're talking about. So I'm just...
She might turn into an angel, though. Like, I could see her being an angel, but she'd be one of those where people kind of roll their eyes like, oh, it's Penny, she's the perfect angel, you know? I kind of see that. I kind of like that idea. That vibe would be cool. Where even Castiel's like, I can't even stand that. She's way too good, you know? I like that. She could be almost too perfect. And then you uncover something really dirty.
Thank you so much. I love you both.
Wait, I haven't finished writing. Okay. Hi.
I'm Micah. I'm from LA. My question is for Ruth. So in an episode of Supernatural, which I can't remember off the top of my head, Rowena has an appointment with Amazon. Are there any other companies that she would be making deals with?
I remember the episode, it was in the last season. David Hayden Jones was in it. There was something around that I ad-libbed. I wish I could remember what the line was. About them being late or something, delivery.
Yeah, I just remember her, I think she was complaining to the boys about having a meeting with Amazon. I was wondering if Rowena had dipped her fingers into any other company.
I feel like she has an understanding of Fortune 500. I do.
Big oil, big pharma, my pillow, what's going on?
She invests, she loves big pharma. She loves it. She's got stakes in Niagara. And Lauren Perrier champagne and Girl in Chocolate. Those are her companies.
Lindt. Or Nestle, because they're kind of bad, right?
Their chocolate doesn't always taste that. The best anyway.
I like your question.
It always amazes me, like, as I say, like, I started the show in 2014, probably did my first convention in 2015, we're in 2023, and somebody always comes up with a new question.
I know, right? I wish people had been there before my first episode, so I would have a better backstory.
That's what you think,
Yeah, exactly. Right side.
Hi Felicia, hi Ruth.
Hi.
You know that Charlie is a big fan of all fandoms.
She is.
One of the ones that she's a fan of is Disney. I would like to know if Charlie at some point has shown Rowena the beloved Disney movie Hocus Pocus.
Oh yeah, Hocus Pocus. I think that, I feel, okay, I have to tell you, I've never seen that movie. I'm sorry, I just should not have admitted that, but I didn't want to pretend I knew the movie, okay?
Rowena would show Charlie that movie.
Okay,
And it'd be super meta if Charlie showed Rowena Brave.
Oh,
That would be super meta.
thank you for saving me. My street cred. I mean, I've never seen Naruto, I've never seen the Hocus Pocus. Those are my nerd blind spots, y'all. Okay, I watch Cowboy Bebop, I'm not an anime but I don't like admitting it. But then if I just pretended and I was I do that all day. I'm tired of it, okay? I'm just gonna admit it. But maybe I need to have a marathon or something. I like that idea, right?
A double bill.
Love it.
Hocus Pocus and Brave. Hello.
Hi. My name's Adrian. I drove down here from Boise with my husband and my 10-month-old son. They're in row D right in the center.
Is that Dean? No. There's a baby called Dean here today.
I like that baby.
What's his name?
Desmond.
Desmond.
You selfied with us yesterday. There are so many strong women in this show. My question is primarily for Felicia. You've done some other shows in the same genre with a lot of strong women, towards the end of Buffy and The Magicians. What are some of the biggest differences between the cast and just kind of the feeling on set between those shows?
Oh wow, yeah. I mean, they're totally different. I was at the end of Buffy, you know, so it was like people kind of mourning the end of something. And I was so young, you know, and I wasn't on set constantly. I mean, I was treated very well, and I had a great time, and I made some lifelong friends on that show. But it wasn't like we're part of a family. It was like we're losing a family, you know? And I think that was very apparent on the set. Magicians was amazing. I had such a good time there. And I had just had a baby, so I was like kind of becoming a new person. And I felt like for the first time in my life, I was the experienced one, because like the cast was newer and they were younger than me, and I was like, oh my gosh, I feel experienced. It felt very empowering, especially since my breasts were so big from breastfeeding. So like, if you see, I have a picture at my, you know, at my table, and my breast, I was like, oh wow, you were stacked, girl. So I always had that memory. Why'd I talk about that? Because I just had work on it today. And then like Supernatural is just like, you know, a family. It's like a family hangout, like a family barbecue.
It's a cheap, what's it called? What does it mean?
Plug.
Put your thing in.
Plug.
But like, I just filmed a new show. Promotion, cheap promotion. But just what you said.
Watch her on it.
Suddenly, because we were all kind of an age in Supernatural, which was really nice too.
Yeah.
But suddenly, I'm with a cast where I'm sort of supposed to know stuff. Like I'm the mature person.
That's how it was on The Magicians. I'm like, I don't know about this family. I know more about what we're doing. This is weird.
And it was amazing. It's called Dead Boy Detectives. It's from the Neil Gaiman world. And we have two tall, strapping lads in that. They were not the jizzes, but they're the juices, because it's George and Jaden. So they're jizzes. They're jizzes in a different way. But it's really cool because the third in the call sheet's a girl, and Cassius and Jen Lyon and Brianna Coco, and we're kind of an ensemble, and it was really cool to build a new family to begin, and we did. It feels really good.
Yeah.
And I feel like
You can help the vibe, because you're the one coming in.
Anything good that I learned on Supernatural, they got it. They're so good. They got it.
Yeah.
I tried to bring some of what I've been lucky enough to experience, and it's such a gift to have had the experience we've had, and then to feel like it's possible in a new cast.
Well, especially on a new set before it's out. Your show's out in September, right?
I think September, October,
somewhere in the fall, right?
October, yeah.
And it's like, before a show is out, you don't know how people are gonna, and you don't know, especially if you don't know the vibe of the set, and like everybody can contribute to that. And I think, I'm not gonna call him that, Jared and Jensen, I want to call them that so bad. No, they really set a tone on the set that's really loving and funny and irreverent, but also like you get the work done. And like, I've been on TV shows that are just miserable, and it comes from the top. And the fact that you can be part of that ensemble and like create that vibe, that'll like serve the show for the rest of the show's life. And it's a lot of work, and it really comes down for, you know, are these really awesome people, and like Supernatural definitely has it. I'm sure your new show does too.
Yeah, thank you for your question.
Thanks.
Thank you so much.
Right side.
Hello.
Hey.
Okay, I work NorCal Rent Fair, and ever since I started doing that,
Sorry, I didn't hear that.
Northern California Renaissance Fair.
Northern California.
Okay, I thought you said you worked. I thought you said you worked at a fair, like a. In my head, I had you at one of those fairs. What are they called? The Renaissance fairs.
Oh, Red Fair.
That's what she said.
Oh,
That's what you're saying.
Yeah.
You're from the Northern California Red Fair.
Correct.
Awesome. That's what I'm saying. Sorry.
No, I didn't put it up. I didn't have either. I need a hamburger.
It's not very loud up here. Your mic's not loud.
So ever since I did that, I got like a whole new family, and I feel like the show is the same, and we all go on outings and stuff. So I was curious, do y'all ever like hang out, and like what was your favorite, I don't know, thing y'all did? Does that make sense?
Yeah, Felicia and I went to see the Cats movie. It was our first movie date, and Felicia, this is how amazing Felicia is. we're sitting watching the movie, and there's hardly anybody in the auditorium. We're like one of like 3 people.
Yeah, there's 3 other people besides us there. That's it.
And we're watching it, and it's like being in a fever dream. But also, it looked really weird, and I was just like, this is. It was they put the wrong dimensions, and Felicia realized, because she's more of a filmmaker
The
than me.
aspect ratio was off, and I was like, I gotta go tell them what's going on, or we're gonna be tortured more than this. So I wish I had them. So I went out.
Felicia toddles off and has a word with the cinema. Your ratio was off, and they stopped the movie and started again.
They started again, and then why I did that because the cat huts were so much crisper. And I was like, why'd you do this? There's so much Jennifer Hudson snot everywhere.
It was smooth.
Oh no, everything was so weird. Like the performances, there were some amazing performances. Like her memories was like, oh, but I'm just like, there's something wrong about everything here, and it's not the actors.
And I grew up obsessed.
Me too.
I know
Me
the
too.
words, the whole thing. I did a trio. I did a dance trio where I was McCavity.
Oh wow.
Like it's deep. This is a deep cut, and it was you were the right person to see that.
It was a bonding experience. I feel like we're survivors.
Cat survivors.
Cat survivors. Oh my god, I needed to drink so much harder before we did.
I felt, you know what I did though, I don't know if I told you this, but like we got takeaway food, and I don't like wasting food, so I'd taken takeaway. I left it by accident.
You left your takeaway?
Yeah.
Oh, did we go to Din Tai Fun or something?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I left dumplings.
You left your dumplings in.
I left dumplings in the cinema.
That's not okay.
That's what I thought in the movie. I was like, there's your dumplings. So bad.
Left side.
Left side.
Hi, I'm Maya, and this is a question that I asked Ken and Brianna at their panel yesterday. But I graduated this past May, and for my senior year, I actually wrote my undergraduate thesis on the supernatural fandom.
Did you get an A? Did you get an A?
Tumblr post asking for people to participate in a focus group. That was me. Hi, hello, how are you doing? But my question to the 2 of you is, if the 2 of you could like research or learn anything about the supernatural fandom, what would you want to know?
Oh, that's really interesting.
And, you know, we do meet and greets. Of course you would, right. I remember being in this meet and greet when I used to do more meet and greets. I do my witching hour now, mostly instead, because I got tired of talking about myself. I remember sitting in a meet and greet, and the lady next to me, she'd come to the convention. She had 4 kids, and she'd come to the convention with one of her kids. I just loved that they shared this. There was this family aspect. And there's something about her, and she said, you know, I'm back to work now. I'm a mum of 4 for a long time now. I'm back to work. I was like, what's your job? She said, oh, I'm an engineer. And I was like, what kind of engineer? She worked at NASA.
Oh my god.
And then there was a doctor, and there was a lawyer. I just was in a meet and greet earlier with a prosecuting attorney. She's here watching. Like, it's incredible to me the breadth of the fandom, and something about that. I want to know the most extreme people we have in our fandom and what they do, and it's fascinating to me.
That's why I love conventions. I always meet somebody who's doing something much more important than me. I know somebody who had like a orangutan rescue, somebody who worked in foster care. Like,
everybody has a story. Even if they don't have crazy jobs, they have an amazing experience or life story. Yeah.
I would want to know what they would want to play, what their character would be in a supernatural universe. Kind of like we're all playing a supernatural RPG. So what would your character be? That would be kind of a fun thing to ask everybody. Because I think that we get some really interesting backstory and some really interesting world building from everybody. Because if anything, supernatural fans know the world.
Like supernatural D&D.
D&D, yeah, it'd be cool. So thank you, thanks for that question.
Thank you. Another question.
What's up over here? Hello.
I'm Tara. It's my second convention.
Aw, well, you're still special.
Thank you. So my question is, if your characters jumped in a time warp and ended up in an alternate dimension where you hadn't died like you had and you had made it to the final episode, final battle, how would you have impacted the outcome?
Wow. You mean Charlie didn't die the first time?
Yeah.
I could actually see Charlie dying in the end, saving one of the guys. Like that would have been really. I could see that happening. I could see that if somehow she had impacted their lives and been closer to them and like really had that. I mean, I could see that if she's like, "I'll take the bullet," you know, like really a direct thing. That would have been cool.
Yeah, hero's death.
Yeah,
Hero's death.
yeah, hero's death would have been cool. I would have been okay with that. That would have been okay. Yeah, I feel like she, you know, if OG Charlie would have been a little more capable, but not like alternate dimension Charlie. You know what I'm saying? Because they didn't have the same trauma, and that was what was fun about playing two different versions of the character. To be honest with you, I felt like coming back to the show after being gone for 2 years and like how you know, it was upsetting to not be on the show, and I missed it so much. And that wound was easy to draw from to play a different version of the character, and it was actually a gift that I was able to do that because it showed me what the same character would be under certain different circumstances, which is kind of interesting. We're all just informed by our circumstances, and I thought that was a really fun thing to explore and play with.
It's my favorite thing to do as an actor is to go from where you are, right?
Yeah.
Sorry, it's a bit of an actor conversation, but like, say you're in theatre and you're playing the same part every night. One day you're in a good mood, one day you're in a bad mood. Like, let that be part of what you're doing.
Yeah.
How you really felt about it all,
Put it into there, and that's like the power of acting, like the being authentic and experience and melding the material with where you are at emotionally. It's really.
I'm glad I died because otherwise I wouldn't be running hell. So.
That's not a job you want.
I'm happy with my job in hell.
Yeah, you got it.
I wouldn't change it. I wouldn't change it then. Maybe I would have died sooner. Hello.
Hi, my name is Casey Toki. I'm from Southern California and I'm 20 years old. And my question is, do you believe in ghosts?
I believe in energy, trapped energy.
Yeah, I think we talked about this.
Yeah, I've had a couple of experiences.
I don't know about ghosts. I do feel like everything has a life spirit kind of thing. You know, like
I think energy can linger.
Yeah.
I witnessed a ghost at my high school when I was a junior.
Wait, what? Tell us the story.
Tell us.
Well, back in like 2019, I was on the swim team, and my school is called Chaffee High School down in Ontario in Southern California. Hey, what's up? What's up? And me and my friends were getting dressed, and we witnessed that the lights were flickering a lot. All the lockers opened and shut, and the lights went off.
What?
And the doors were locked, and we were screaming for help. And until this day, I'm not going back to that school. My mom works there. No.
Okay. So basically, we need to have some hunters go down there and see what's going on.
I'll tell you a story.
Wow.
I'll tell you a story that happened to me not that long ago. I was in my house. I was on my own. I was asleep. It was at 3 o'clock in the morning, and the lights flickered, and my doorbell rang, bing bong. And I got up, middle of the night. I went to the door, no one there. So weird. Phone came Rose the next morning. I was like, I had the weirdest thing. My lights flickered on, my doorbell rang, there was no one there. She was like, you had a power cut. Power cut, and so that was the electricity just rebooted itself.
Damn it, Kim! She ruined my story. That's typical of Kim bringing like the practical hammer down on something. All right. Well, thank you for that question.
Your story is insane.
Oh. Yeah, I just want to say my sister is here. Cindy, can you please stand up?
Hi, sis.
I believe your story. I believe you.
I believe you. I believe you. That doesn't sound like it could have happened, like just with a prank or just a win.
Or a power cut.
Yeah. You should learn how to use a dagger. That's all I'm saying. Some salt. Over here.
First of all, I adore you both. But my question is for Felicia. I am so very excited for Baldur's Gate 3 to come out, and I was wondering if you're planning on playing it or maybe streaming.
Wait, what game? What game?
Baldur's Gate 3.
Golden State 3?
Baldur's Gate 3.
Baldur's Gate.
Oh, Baldur's Gate 3. I'm sorry. I just got off the plane. Yes, I played the beta a lot.
Yeah.
And I had a really cool character character creation on this game is very good. I guess I'll have to probably start all over because I played it so long ago. That it was in early access, but yes, I love that game. I played it as a kid. The new iteration is very good, and there's too many good video games coming out this fall, but 100% I'm going to play it. So yes, thank you for that question. It's very important.
Part 2 of my question.
Oh, okay.
What kind of character build would you do for your
Elf. I mean, always an elf.
yeah.
I always like this magic user. Always. Pretty. Looking like me. I mean, or Ruth. Listen, it's always a redhead, all right?
Redhead.
You'd be a good elf. Oh my God.
I think I should
just get you on Rings of Power?
No!
You'd be so good at that show.
You would have to write to.
I don't know.
Peter Jackson.
No, he doesn't have anything to do with it. Amazon.
Okay. Hi. Oh, Amazon.
Mr. Amazon? Are you in the house? Is your new show? What's your detective? What is that? Where is that?
I can't see.
Oh, you can't say what service it's going to be on?
No. It's going to be on a big one though.
Okay.
It's going to be very accessible.
Wow. You can't. Wait, don't you have a movie coming out though too?
Yeah.
What's your movie coming out?
My film is coming out. It's in cinemas September 1st, but the premiere is August 21st with Simon Pegg and Minnie Driver and Christopher Lloyd. It's called Nandor Fodor, which was a real person, like think Sigmund Freud, but Nandor Fodor and the Talking Mongoose, based on a true story about a real talking mongoose.
That sounds amazing. I want to watch it.
It's comedy.
Did I tell you that you have your Neil Gaiman project and I have a Neil Gaiman project too?
And Neil Gaiman is in Nandor Fodor too. He's the
in
voice of the Talking Mongoose.
You stop.
Tell me yours.
He plays the narrator in my project Third Eye. So if you guys have Audible, go to audible.com/Third Eye and please pre-order. I've spent 5 years on this. Basically, it's a TV show I wrote for audio. And Neil Gaiman and Sean Astin and Will Wheaton and London Hughes and Lily Pichu and Weird Al Yankovic and every other friend I have, except for why does it? I literally just realized I didn't put any supernatural people in it, so I'm gonna have to do a sequel. That'll be the stuff. Anyway, if you guys have an Audible credit or whatever, go and pre-order it because it's coming out October 5th, and I put a lot of work into it. But anyway, Neil plays the narrator in it. I know, it's some Neil energy right here. He's very hot. I'll tell you that.
I know his nephew. I'm good friends with his nephew because he's in Nandor.
Wait, you haven't met him?
No.
Oh, he'd love you.
I think so.
Yeah, he's pretty great. He knows good people.
He's seen a selfie of me with his nephew.
Stop it. In the car, yeah. All right, anyway. Well, okay. That was enough about us plugging other things.
I have a question for you with the video is, how much time do you spend every week playing on video games and stuff?
I stream 3 times a week usually. I stream Sundays and Tuesdays and Fridays, and I do it because it's my job. At least that's what I tell my daughter that, so I can justify playing video games 3 times a week. I do have subscribers on Twitch, and we have some Twitch people. Who's in my Twitch chat? Anybody here? I know David. David is here. I've met several other people. Anyway, I stream and it's really fun, y'all. And we play all sorts of games, but it's really just kind of chatting and just hanging out. And honestly, it's my me time.
I was on your Twitch before, wasn't I?
Yeah, you were. I did a really cool project. Yeah, you came over.
Yeah, we didn't play video games.
No, we just chatted.
The last time I played a video game was Atari Space Invaders. It was really good though. I was into it.
Can you just download Bejeweled or something?
What?
Oh no.
Say it again.
Something on your phone? Anything?
Wordle?
Oh god. Next. Last time.
Alright, thank you.
Hello.
What's up?
Real quick, did you say that Weird Al's one of your friends? Because he's the best concert I've ever been to.
Weird Al?
Yes.
Okay, let me tell you a little story about Weird Al Yankovic. I don't know, I know him from just socially. That gentleman, I met him probably like 8 years ago at a party or whatever. He does, he did a little cameo on my thing, but he sends me an email every year on my birthday. I mean, I'm just like, why? Why? I mean, I feel like I don't send him an email and I need to just put his birthday, but every year a personal email from Weird Al on my birthday. He is genuinely one of the nicest people I've ever met. So if you're supporting Weird Al, you're supporting good people.
Oh, I've listened to him like my whole life. His original music is incredible.
His original music is so good too, right?
And his name's weird.
Yeah, it's weird. I mean, listen, I got that
got things going for me. I love that word.
Sorry, I got sidetracked and I should wear it out.
It's okay.
I love talking
That's
about
sidetracked. He plays somebody who gets his hand burned off, but that's okay.
Let's get your sidetracked. You clearly just left us on here today.
Yeah.
We're just here for the rest of the afternoon.
Yeah.
Chatting.
You guys all have good questions.
My original question was, I can't remember what year it was because I've been coming since 2015, but there was a karaoke night and Felicia came through. Did you sing Somewhere Out There by Fievel from the original movie, I think?
I did at some point.
Is that like your go-to karaoke?
That's my go-to karaoke.
We sang it. We sang it together.
Beautiful. It was like, I remember that moment. So beautiful. And
thank you.
And Felicia has a really tuneful voice, and we did a charity. You organised.
Oh yeah, the charity
order.
Yeah.
And we sang that together.
We did. We sang it together because that is my go-to duet. I really like karaoke. Yeah.
Somewhere out there, beneath the pale moonlight, loving me tonight. That was a real genre of a movie too. That's a horror film, right? Because Fievel's like sent overseas. That one gave me nightmares. I don't remember. That's the horror spin-off. I have an answer finally.
Thank you very much. You guys are beautiful.
All right, thank you for that.
I wish I knew that song better.
What's your go-to karaoke other than that? I like that, and I like Journey. Anything Journey, you know?
I am bad at karaoke. Like, I'm not terrible enough to be funny, not great enough to be great. But last week in holiday in Maine, just with the families we were with, there was a karaoke competition, and I got up with my friend Jackie, and we sang Dancing Queen, and I won karaoke. For the first and last time in my life, I won karaoke.
I would pay to see you do that, because you are a dancing queen.
Well, it was more the dancing than the singing, I think we carried.
Yeah, you got
Hard song.
It is not.
And it's ABBA, obviously.
I love Fernando. I really love Fernando.
It's a gorgeous song. When I was young, that song really meant something.
Oh.
Fernando, you know, like,
it meant
something.
To you. Yeah, I could feel the swelling, teenage angst. I still feel it.
So, true story, Felicia and I are on set, and Rowena and Charlie are going on this road trip. And so we discussed the road trip, because we thought we might even shoot something ourselves. And we discussed, you would drive, I like getting a lift.
Yeah.
And, I have the cooler, I have cool stuff in the cooler.
You have a convertible. We would have been
Convertible. We go to Vegas.
Yeah.
And we said, what would the soundtrack be? And we both paused, and at exactly the same time we went, ABBA. ABBA. So ABBA, I go for an ABBA song.
We really should just film that web series, just like with a dash cam. We can text it after our lunches if we work on it.
They can't find us now.
Yeah.
We're copyrighted.
That's exactly right. Okay. What's over here? Let's ask a question over here.
Hey there, guys. My name is Ruth. It's my first convention. And it's nice to see you again, Ruth.
Yeah. You didn't tell me your name was Ruth earlier.
Yeah, well, I didn't have that much time. I was running.
You were late.
Yes. Okay, so I have kind of a two-parter. I have one for Felicia. Did Charlie and Dorothy ever have a proper relationship? And if, in your opinion, how did that end?
So I believe so when we filmed the scene, the episode where I came back from Oz, there is a scene that was cut out, but on the DVD between me and Sam in a car, where I made very clear that we were just friends. So we did not have a relationship. However, in my spin-off canon, of course, we did. But I think, for me, I feel like I honestly, if we were going to explore that story-wise, either way would work. I kind of love the idea of, even almost unrequited love in a way between her. But having that iconic character and exploring what would have happened. Why do we have these guys coming up here? I love you, but I guess we can't talk anymore. Yeah, so I love that idea. But I think that Charlie would have been a really supportive friend if we'd seen more of that. I can tell you that now. Thanks. I guess do you keep on a shoulder rub?
We did come out to get you.
Can I get a shoulder rub?
I want to tell each other up. Thank you so much.
I love the ginger panel.
It was awesome.
Ruth Connell, Felicia, Ruth Connell on the keys. So beautiful. Wow, never knew. And this is why we're running behind. 1, 2, let's go.
Sorry about
Good job, buddy. I never knew.
Thank you.
You're a regular Liberace.
A little something to working on. I should have left this to you. You're way, way, way better at fiddling with the organ. I should have just.
It's on my resume.
It's the only reason why I want this on here is I can say that.